This is an example of converting moles to grams. We've got a problem here. What is the mass of 2.5 moles of calcium hydroxide? Our given, in this case, is moles of calcium hydroxide. Unknown is mass. So we're ready to go ahead and start our problem. First thing we're going to do is rewrite the given. 2.50 moles. At this point, I would probably go ahead and take and make a formula out of this. Calcium is Ca2 plus, hydroxide is OH minus. So I'm going to require 2 hydroxides to get this to add up to 0, in which case I've got a formula of CaOH2. I'm going to take and multiply that by one of these equalities, because it's a one-step. Going from moles to grams, this first one isn't going to do me any good because it doesn't have grams in it. So I'm just going to get rid of that. The second one, it would be 1 mole of calcium hydroxide is equal to the molar mass from the periodic table. So I'm going to go ahead and do a little sidebar here and figure up the molar mass. And once I figure up that molar mass, it'll be in grams, again, of calcium hydroxide. All right, as far as the molar mass goes, let's go ahead and do that separately. I've got calcium. I've got one of those times. We'll look that up on the periodic table. And calcium is right here. So that's 40.078. Remember, we're going 2 decimal places for everything except hydrogen. So that's going to be 40.08. And then I've got hydrogen, I've got oxygen. Now there's 2 of them because it's 2 on the outside here. 2 times 1 gives me 2. So I've got 2 oxygens times 16.00. And I took that off of the periodic table. Oxygen is right here. 15.999 is going to round to 16.00. And then last but not least, hydrogen. And I've got 2 of those because 2 times 1 gives me 2. 2 times 1.008. Again, everything except hydrogen is going to be to 2 decimal places. For hydrogen, I'm just always going to use 1.008. So I've got 40.08. 40.08, 2 times 16 is 32.00, and then 2 times 1.008 is 2.016. I'm going to add these guys up. I get 6, 9, 0, 4, 74.096. I'm ready to go ahead and keep going on my problem. I'm going to have 1 mole on top. Oh, wait a minute. No, I'm going to have 1 mole on the bottom because I need to cancel moles. So it's going to be 1 mole. I'm going to take this side, put it down here. 1 mole calcium hydroxide. And then on top is going to be this molar mass in grams. So that's going to be 74.096 grams calcium hydroxide. Cancel some units here. My moles of calcium hydroxide cancel. I'm left with grams of calcium hydroxide, which is a unit of mass. So I'm ready to go ahead and multiply this out. I'm going to get clear that 2.50 times 74.096. Notice I used everything from here. I'll round at the end. I'll obey sig figs at the end here. I get an answer of 185.24 as my calculator answer. 185.24 is my calculator answer. Let's go ahead and evaluate this for sig figs. I've got multiplication and division here, so that means I'm going to count sig figs least limits. So I've got 3 sig figs here. I've got 5 sig figs here. This is going to be infinite because it's exact and part of a conversion factor. So my least number of sig figs is 3. So in my final answer, I'm going to keep the 1, the 8, the 5. So I'm stopping there. The 2 is not going to make that 5 round up. So I've got grams of calcium hydroxide, and I'm done. A couple of things you want to make sure you do is pull the proper equality, set it up so that the units cancel. It's really all about canceling units.